Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Wednesday night loving kindness meditation. My name is Alex. It's wonderful to be here with you today. Happy re-lockdown San Diego. If you're not in San Diego, things were kind of locked down again, and it's okay. It's not a big deal. We've done this before. It's like nothing even really happened that much. So it's good to be here with you. It's just another opportunity to practice loving kindness. And, one of the things that happens when you're locked down, at least it happens to me, is that life and things in general, they just sort of slow down. They just slow down. Life isn't as hurried and fast-paced and frenetic as it is. And one of the things that happens when life slows down, or one of the things that can happen when life slows down, is you notice more things. You're not in such a hurry, and so you just notice more things. And I know that I've noticed more things. And since I teach this class on loving kindness every day, or every Wednesday, the things that I notice have to do with loving kindness. I notice when people seem agitated. I notice when people go out of their way to help another. And even really small things that happen, I notice. So a few days ago, I was in line to get some food, and across the street, there was a homeless man. And this was at night, and he was just yelling and screaming, and I'm gonna get you, all those things you did to me, I'm not gonna put up with your crap any longer, and just yelling and screaming at this, imaginary person or persons that, he was upset with. And, it's at night and things are kind of quiet, and so it just kind of like, at first it kind of surprised me and it scared me a little bit. That I realized he was saying all this stuff, and I just kind of calmed down and, still waiting for my food. And then it was just annoying. And then I had this realization. You see, all of the things that he was yelling externally to me from across the street, those are the voices that are normally in my head. When I go about my day, invariably I yell some version of what he's yelling, but inside. And it's interesting to notice, isn't it? All those internal voices are now external, and I'm just kind of listening to this. And I realized how much every time I have this dialogue in my head, how much it hurts. How painful it is. How sometimes when I'm doing that I just kind of go like that, shake my head. I know how much it hurts my body, and especially when I let myself kind of go on with these types of thoughts. And how much, one, I had compassion for this man, because this man was no different than me. This man suffered just like me. and how much I bet a lot of people are in the same boat. How much a lot of these people have this same type of internal dialogue, this yelling and screaming, this anger for harm that was caused to them in the past that's still haunting them. And it still happens to me. I'm not an enlightened being by any stretch of the imagination. And so I'll ask you the question, you don't have to answer it. Do you have that dialogue in your head? And if so, can you realize how much it hurts? It doesn't hurt anybody else. It doesn't hurt any of the people that you're angry with or you're disappointed in. The only person it hurts is you. And can you feel that in your body? Because I can feel that in my body. I can feel it in my head. I can feel it in my jaws. I can feel it behind my jaws, and I can feel it here in my gut. And all of that harm that you're doing to yourself, can you have compassion for that? Can you have loving kindness for that? Can you love that? When we have this anger inside, the best antidote is loving kindness, is compassion. And so for so long, every time that we have this class online in quarantine, and almost every kind of personal story that I share is meant to get you, hopefully, to have loving kindness for yourself, which is the most important kind of loving kindness you can have. And it's the kind of loving kindness that we're most unwilling to practice so often. So whatever we're doing when we have this internal dialogue in our head, can we just stop and relax? Take a couple of deep breaths. Ask yourself, are these thoughts true? Are these thoughts real? Can you realize how much you're hurting yourself, and can you have a loving kindness for yourself to just stop? Come to the present moment. Take a deep breath. Relax. Let go of whatever thoughts are harming yourself with. That's what I was thinking about. And this just happened just a few days ago, 2 or 3 days ago. So it's wonderful to be here with you. I love doing this. The word that we use, or before I get to that, if you're new here, if you've never been to an online class for loving kindness or an online class at the Dharma Bum Temple, if you can just say, hi, I'm new here. Even if you're not new here, you can say hi, it's okay. What else did I want to say before we start? I think that was it. We're not in a hurry. So the word that we use when talking about loving kindness, the first of the 4 heart practices in Buddhism, is metta, M-E-T-T-A. And this is a wonderful ancient word from the time of the Buddha. And so 2,500 years later, when it gets translated into English, this one word, which is more of really a concept than a word, or a practice than a word, is translated into a lot of things. It can be translated as loving kindness. It can be translated as unconditional friendliness and goodwill. And it's simply a wish to be happy. A wish for ourselves to be happy, a wish for others to be happy, and more importantly, and more practically, it's a wish for us and for others to do the things that cause happiness. And in short, what causes happiness is our positive thoughts, words, and actions. Think good thoughts, speak good words, do good deeds. That's our motto here at the Dharma Bum Temple. It's nothing religious-y or anything like that. It's just think good thoughts, speak good words, do good deeds. And that's the foundation of our practice, and that's the essence of our practice. Without that, anything else we do is pretty pointless. Was there a question?
Oh no, there's a couple new people.
Oh, hi, who's new? Let's say hi to who's new.
Chase said that he's new.
Hi, Chase.
Tina's new.
Hi, Tina.
And
I like new people.
I believe Jen is new as well.
Nice. Oh my gosh. Hi, Jen. Maybe we'll start doing this from now on. Whoever says hi, I'll just say hi back. Hi. It's wonderful to have you. It kind of personalizes it more. Chase, Tina, and Jen. Nice. All right. And so we're going to have our meditation, and then we're going to have time for questions. So if you have any questions, you can type them in the chat box now, and we'll get to them after the meditation. If you want, what you can do is you can just say, I wonder what question I want to ask. This is just before the meditation. And then after the meditation, ask, okay, now what was that question? And maybe it'll come to you. So if you're sitting on a cushion like me, you just want to make sure that you're seated on the forward third of the cushion, so your hips are higher than your legs, and so you have this really steady tripod position that we have here that really is very steady, and it helps keep us still. If you remember just anything, because I'm going to give you a lot of seated instructions, just remember your back is straight. If you're seated on a chair or the side of your bed or something like that, just want to make sure that your feet are flat on the floor with your legs a few inches apart. Your hands can be anywhere, so I like to put my hands on my leg or in my lap, just somewhere nice and easy. And so that's not going to be a struggle for you. Head is nice and still. And then the eyes can be closed, they can be open, they can be closed 45 degrees, and you're looking kind of down past your nose like this in this kind of soft, unfocused gaze. So just do what's easy, do what's not going to be a struggle, because that's what these instructions on sitting kind of do to help you not struggle. So we want to cultivate this attitude of not struggling. By not struggling with our posture, by not struggling with the thoughts racing in our mind, by not struggling with anything. If you want to struggle, you can struggle in about like 45 minutes or so. But for now, we want to foster this idea of no struggle. So if you find yourself just kind of slumping over like this, or there's too many thoughts in your head, or and you can't just, they won't go away, you can just sit up, you can open your eyes, and you can take a deep breath. And then you can get back to your meditation. It's okay to stop in the middle as many times as you need to, just to kind of refocus yourself. That's okay. Right? In Buddhism, it's always okay to start again. So, I can scratch now. All right. Okay. Got my handy dandy timer. Let's get into our position of meditation. And I'll be guiding this for the new people. So if you're wondering what to do, I'm going to be guiding it. So just follow the instructions. They should be pretty easy. And here we go. And so just allow your eyes to close, making sure you have that nice, comfortable, and sustainable seated position so that you're not likely to move around too much. And when we sit like a Buddha. We can even imagine ourselves as the Buddha sitting underneath the Bodhi tree of enlightenment. With not a care in the world, and leaving all of those cares behind. Focusing on the here and now, and this practice of loving kindness. So at first, let's just start to pay a gentle attention to the breath. Focusing on the breath at the base of the nostrils, feeling the air go in and out as you breathe. So let's just take a deep breath all the way in and all the way out. Not forcing the breath, letting the breath be quite easy and quite natural. If you have a thought that arises, you can use this technique called labeling. So the thought arises and you go, thinking, and you come back to the breath. Just that act of saying thinking will snap the mind back to the present moment. And you can notice how much better it is when your mind is not lost in thought. And you do this each and every time that your mind gets lost. Just very gently, just thinking. So this is what we do just to kind of get our mind ready for the loving kindness meditation. So just for the next couple of moments, just rest as gently as you can in the sensations of the breath. Now, to begin our practice of loving kindness, we're going to start with a benefactor. And a benefactor is anyone who has shown us great love and great kindness. Someone you just think of this person and what they mean to you or what they've done for you, and you just automatically smile. You care and love for them so much. And this person can be living or not. Someone should just automatically appear to you, or if you need to think about it, you can think about it just for a second. Mother, father, brother, sister, friend, your best friend, grandma, grandpa. Not a romantic partner, but anyone else other than that is fair game. And just think about their wish to be happy and your wish for them to be happy. And you can either repeat phrases for them over and over. Phrases like, may you be happy, and say their name. May you be safe from inner and outer danger. May you be well in body and mind. May you be at peace and live at ease in this world. And you can use one or any more of those phrases, or if you don't want to repeat phrases, you can just radiate loving kindness to them. You can picture like a beam of loving kindness going from your heart to theirs. And this beam it could vibrate, it could be any color. Just picture them smiling as you send this beam of loving kindness from your heart to theirs. And maybe you can smile too, that'd be okay. So the choice is yours, phrases or just radiating. So just for the next few moments, we'll just do this practice of loving kindness for our benefactor. And then shifting our focus just a little from loving kindness for our benefactor to now imagine our benefactor doing this practice for us and wishing us loving kindness. And so you can use the same benefactor or another one, and you can picture them in your mind either saying the same phrases for you, or you can imagine them shooting a beam of loving kindness from their heart to yours. And part of the practice here is, can you let all of this loving kindness from your benefactor into your heart? And it may be useful to put your hand over your heart to see if there's any resistance when you're imagining this loving kindness coming into your heart from your benefactor. And if there's any resistance, can you breathe into that? Hopefully softening it just a little bit so you can let it in. Because you know your benefactor loves you. They care for you. They want the best for you. Or else they wouldn't be your benefactor, would they? And can you believe it? Can you actually believe that they do love and care for you by receiving all of their loving kindness? And smiling also helps. So just for the next few moments, we'll imagine our benefactor doing this practice for us. And now we can shift our focus again from imagining our benefactor doing this practice for us to now we do this practice for us. And this is the most important part of this practice. So it's important that we give it the love and the care and the attention that it deserves. There is no more important part of a loving kindness practice than having this love for ourselves. Because without the experience of loving kindness for ourselves, it's almost impossible to have true loving kindness for another human being. Because we don't know what it feels like. And so it's important for us to know how it feels like. So just imagine your own wish to be happy, your own wish to be safe and to be free from danger and to be healthy. And then gently begin to repeat these phrases of loving kindness for yourself. And you can do that, or you can just imagine your heart getting warmer and bigger. Realizing all the times that you've harmed yourself. Gently saying, it's okay. I can let that go. And this is where it really helps to put your hand over your heart and smile. So we'll do this for the next few moments. And so finally, that's a lot of loving kindness. So now we can give all of this loving kindness away, either to all beings in all directions, or to a specific group of people who can maybe use some thoughts of loving kindness. It's up to you, however you want to do it. And you can imagine this beam of loving kindness going from your heart to the hearts of all the people you're doing this practice for. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be at peace and live at ease in this world. So we'll just do this to end our practice. And so just open your eyes when you're ready. And just take the next couple of moments in silence as you stretch your arms and you stretch your legs. keeping that mindfulness of loving kindness about you, loving kindness for yourself and loving kindness for others. If you have a question, you can ask yourself if you have a question now, and if you have a question, you can type it in the chat box. We can talk about it. So we'll just take the next 60 seconds out in silence, and then we'll get busy. That was good for me. Hopefully it was good for you too. So, there's questions, don't even have to be questions. They could be comments. There could be questions on the instructions. There could be comments on how that meditation was for you. Was there any part that was difficult or easy? Was there anything unexpected that happened? Was there any time that you just kind of let go? You could feel your heart just getting bigger, because this practice of loving kindness is a heart biggening exercise. Right? It's a heart biggening. You want to embiggen your heart, and so we do that with this practice, and that's the intention of this practice. Your question could be on Buddhism. I'll try to answer it the best I can. And I like questions, so you're helping me out. So I'll say this really quickly before we take the first question. And I'm always reminded of the Grinch. And I've said this before a couple of times in class. But I like watching the Grinch. I love the Grinch. That's the Grinch that stole Christmas. And so I like to watch it every Christmas. It's even good to watch even if it's not Christmas. Because it's really a metaphor for ourselves. Because, the Grinch is always crabby, and he's mean, and he's short-tempered, and his heart is 2 sizes too small. And he's us, because so often we're grumpy and our heart isn't as big as it could be. And it's 2 sizes too small most of the time, especially now. And I like how the Grinch is a metaphor for us. And I like how the Grinch has, some compassion and loving kindness, and all of a sudden his heart grows 3 sizes that day. And so this is a promise, this ability to grow 3 sizes. It's a promise for us when we do this practice of loving kindness, and when we can keep these thoughts of loving kindness in our own hearts. It makes our heart bigger, and it makes our heart less contracted, which unfortunately is its normal state sometimes. I just thought I'd throw that out there. And I'll probably throw that out there a lot, especially as we get closer to Christmas. And again, it doesn't even have to be a question. It could just be, how was this meditation for you? Was there anything that was easy or difficult for you? I mean, online, it's hard to fill the air with silence. Well, I could do it, but I don't want to make you uncomfortable. Maybe this is perfect and you don't need to ask a question. That's okay too.
So Marisa asked, I was watching the Dalai Lama's talk last night, and someone commented that the content of the talk was basic Longchenpa. Do you have any insight into that reference?
No, I forget what that word means. I used to know. Longchenpa?
Yeah.
Longchenpa?
Yeah.
Oh, no. As a Tibetan, I probably wouldn't know. I know what Shenpa is, but not Longchenpa. But a Dalai Lama talk is a good talk to listen to. That's for darn sure. Oh, that's okay. You don't have to have a question. Remember, it's hard for everybody out there. Now, since the re-lockdown, which has only been like a day or so, you'll notice that there's still toilet paper. There are still paper towels that you can get. And it's not like the first one, isn't it? It's not, the fear-inducing kind of thing as the first time we locked down. When this happens, when things like this happens, that creates, and I talked about this a lot last week when talking about, like kind of the psychology of conspiracy theories. When there's a lot of fear and uncertainty, we do a lot of things for self-preservation. And that's why you see this hoarding, a lot of this hoarding. Some people are just being greedy and trying to sell things for profit, but a lot of people, it's just a matter of self-preservation. They're trying to find some solid footing, right? And so they think, well, if I have toilet paper, like kind of this basic need, or paper towels, then I'll be okay. Then I'll be okay. That's some sort of solid footing they feel. But now, since it's just been a day, it's like, yeah, I can still get toilet paper, I can still get paper towels, because that fear isn't there. We've done this before. We have the experience of a lockdown. So this experience isn't new for us. And because this experience isn't new for us, it doesn't elicit the same types of fears and things like that. And so we can kind of relax a little bit. So I've done this before. And so it's okay. And it is okay. And so maybe now, this time, with a little less fear and uncertainty, we can practice more. We can notice more. I'm noticing a lot more because my life has slowed down so much. I do a lot of cleaning around the temple. In fact, I do most of the cleaning around the temple since I'm the only full-time person here. Travis does a lot of the outside. Thank God for that. And he cleaned out the refrigerator, and thank God for that, because it was gross. And so the first time I clean something, usually I'm a very kind of a quick cleaner, and I'm a focused cleaner, let's just say that. And this now, since I've been slowing down, I know, oh yeah, I missed this part last time. I missed this last time. Oh, I didn't clean this last time. Because I slowed down and I paid more attention to what I was doing. And what's interesting is that I could look at that and not be upset with myself that I missed something, and that I could just notice. Oh yeah, there's more there to it, isn't there? And so especially when you have a lot of these discursive thoughts in your head, these thoughts that just kind of roil around and get you distressed and upset and angry and sad, you can just slow down and take a deep breath and ask yourself, are these thoughts real? Is any of this real? It's not. And you can just sit and breathe and be happy and be grateful that you realize that these thoughts aren't real. And your heart can get bigger and bigger and bigger, bigger. It can grow 3 sizes. 2. Did you have something?
Yes, Frank asked, during the meditation, my body twitched in the same way it does when I'm falling asleep, but I wasn't aware of dozing off or being sleepy at all. What's up with that?
What's up with that, man? I don't know. What's up with that? But it's interesting. What we need to do, Frank, is pay attention. Pay attention to that. So you're not sleepy, but your body is twitching like it is. So maybe there's something there. Maybe that's something to pay attention to. And can you, when that happens, can you sit up and just pay attention to it? Without judgment, without evaluation, can you just let that twitching be that twitching? And what happens when you do that? Does it go away? Does it still twitch when you pay attention to it? So that's a good exercise to do when that happens. And so maybe you can, it's your body. It's your physical body. Maybe you can figure out what that is. And that's how you do it. Thanks for your question, Frank. Good to see you again. See you again. I don't see you at all. I'm glad you're here. About that. Okay. Oh, thank you for being here. I love each and every one of you, whether I can see you or not, whether you asked a question or not. Welcome to the newcomers. Chase, Tina, and Jen. I think I have that right, I hope. Hope you come back. Let's join our palms together at our hearts, please. And may the benefits of this discussion, this meditation, be received by all beings. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings be at peace. May all beings be joyful and at ease. May all beings be happy. May all beings be loved and seen for the beautiful, radiant beings that they are, that you are. Thank you for coming. Thank you, guys. Wonderful to be with you again. We'll see you next time. I love you. Bye.